Good day, South Africa. I'm once again sitting here with the former president of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, and we are talking about a wide range of issues. Among them, his participation in social media. Mr. President, welcome.
Thank you very much. Once again, happy to be with you.
Thank you. The last time I spoke with you, we were talking mainly about your decision to be active on social media. Can you share with us how has your experience been so far?
Well, the experience has been quite instructive to me because I took the decision, as I explained, as a result of a lot of things that people say, particularly about me. And as you know, the media in this country is not always fair. If you wanted to respond to anything, you are not given the fair space and time to do so. At times, they might in fact ignore you. And I thought it is unfair that unfair to me, to myself, that I allow this to continue forever. When I was the deputy president of the ANC in the country, and the deputy president and the president of the country, I had to keep to the protocol of being a president, that I could not just respond to many other things that people would be saying, because as a president, firstly of the state, you have to take that kind of decorum very seriously. You can't be arguing with everybody or answering some of the things at times that under normal circumstances, if you did not hold the position, you can answer. And once I was no longer the president, and I could see that there is a continuation of people still attacking me or saying things about me, and I thought I needed to respond now as Jacob Zuma, if you want, the former president or whatever. And given the South African situation of the media bias, and I thought it was important for me to open up a platform that I can utilize without being misquoted or misinterpreted, so that I can deal with the matters. And also, as I said at one point, that now, if people say things that I think they need to be responded to, I need to respond. So I had to think very hard, how should I do so? And I found that the social media has provided the answer.
Talking about negative things that are being said of you, which wanted to be active on social media, we have seen now a trend by senior ANC leaders saying things about you. I'll make two examples. We have seen the current president of the ANC and that of the Republic, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, talking on international stage, talking about wasted 9 years of Zuma presidency. Sentiments that were echoed by the finance minister, Mr. Tito Mboweni, in Davos. What is your comment on this so-called wasted 9 years of Zuma's presidency?
Well, I have heard quite a number of people, not just ANC leaders only, who have talked about this 9 years that was wasted. They approach it in different ways. It is true, the president of the country and of the ANC has also said this repeatedly, that they are cleaning the mess of 9 years. He made quite a statement, even if it is pointed, but very general, blaming the 9 years. But I think Comrade Tito Mboweni, the Minister of Finance, has been very specific when he was in Davos to put the 9 years as the biggest problem that the Zuma presidency did not help the country in one form or the other. This is the reason why I've taken a decision to respond to this. Because clearly, if you take what the president has been saying, in other words, being the president of the ANC and the country, now that 9 years, it was the ANC government that was in charge. Now, it looked like self-criticism, so to speak, but it is clear that when Mboweni spoke, he was very direct that therefore the blame is put on Jacob Zuma squarely, so to speak. So I thought I should agree to this interview so that I could correct this and therefore use my platform for what I established it for. Because I think it is not true. It's not true. And I said I wanted to do this because I would want my comrades, particularly, not to continue using the 9 years in the manner in which they are using it, partly because it's not true. And secondly, it's not good for the ANC. We are facing elections. Now you can't say as you face the elections, sorry, we are very bad. In the last 9 years, we wasted time, etc. Because that, in fact, that's what it means. Because the term of 9 years was the ANC term, where we implemented ANC policies through its government. And we did do very clear, specific things. We could give examples, for an example. When I became the president, one of the problems that faced this country was the high rate of death as a result of HIV and AIDS. And the manner in which that was happening, almost everybody knows in this country. Every weekend we were in funerals, etc. Not that we had not thought as an ANC of a policy. We had policies and everything. We're not implementing them. What I did when I came in, I did not talk about the years of my predecessors. Not at all. What I came in, on behalf of the ANC in particular, I implemented policies. I took action. That in itself was a contribution by the ANC government during these 9 years, at the beginning of these 9 years. People stopped dying in the manner in which they were dying before. The lifespan of the citizen changed. It went up. And that is a thing that everybody talks about. We've been, in fact, praised by the world how successful we've been. We put the biggest program of dealing with HIV and AIDS, testing of people. If the people who are in the ANC, in the leadership, forget that, I think that forgetting to me is a problem. That this is what we've done. Why do we attack it as we go for election? I think I have a problem with that. But you know that this year also, these years of 9 years, we also came out with the national plan, so to speak, in the NDP. which had never been there before, to say this is a policy of the country, whatever we do is moving in this direction. Now, I don't understand why people forget that. Was that a waste in this 9 years? I don't think so. It was during these 9 years that the biggest infrastructure program in this country, amounting to more than $1 trillion, was put in place. And we've been indeed telling the world, and there is a witness, there is evidence about it. Why should then a leader say this was a wasted thing? We are now busy cleaning this mess. I think it is dishonest, political dishonesty, but also it's something that I don't understand. Firstly, not even to raise the matter within the structures of the organization to say, look, we did not do well here. Just to attack, in other words, the ANC government, being the ANC leaders, I think is a problem. We came with many programs, including the oceans economy. That was never there before. I can count many other things that were done. We split the education department and introduced basic education department kind of policy, which was saying, because the black children had been neglected for years in terms of education, to say, let us give the foundation. As a result of what we did, the intervention, today you can predict the rise of the matric passes. At the time we intervened, you couldn't predict. Either the results 1 year were nice, 1 year were not nice. And that's the intervention of made. And everybody agrees now that in South Africa we have even reached, according to the reports, the standard, international standard. This has been done within these 9 years. I can count many more things. And I think I must do that because it means to help clear the air on the 9 years. I must give the report of what we did, which would be unfortunate because I may be compelled to do so as a person who was the leader of the ANC and the leader of government. Because these occurrences, these statements are saying, in actual fact, saying to people, guys, we, the ANC, we failed. We were wasting things in the 9 years. But please vote for us. You can't say so when you're approaching the votes, because people can't vote you for failing. Instead of highlighting the things that were done, I don't understand. That's why my view is that this must be, in a sense, influenced by certain things that I might not know. The fact that we now go to international gatherings like Davos and put that as an excuse, the incorrect information that nothing happened, I don't understand, absolutely. I think it must stop because it is not helping. It is actually making us to begin to argue about this in public. I think it's not absolutely correct. And I'm not going to keep quiet because at that time, I had the responsibility of leading the ANC and government. And that's why, particularly, when I heard what Tito said, I thought it was important to correct this.
Mr. President, listening to you detailing some of the successes under your presidency, one might say you have been made a scapegoat. Do you agree with it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, everybody, not everybody, I'm putting it wrong. Some people are making me a scapegoat of everything. You know, if you listen to the criticisms about corruption in South Africa, I'm made to be #1 corrupt man. And there have been investigations trying to find What is it that I've done? Nothing has come up so far. We even established the National Commission to try to find out what Zuma has done. In fact, my understanding is that the purpose of the commission that is there now was meant to find this corruption about me. But I think what is happening in those commission, in the commission, says something different. I've been listening to what it says, but I think quite some people have been identified, told what they've done, specific amounts of monies. Nothing has been said about me. So I am being made a scapegoat.
In a press statement that you issued today, you are defending yourself, as we said, against senior people within the movement, one of which is Mr. Ramaphosa. Some people would say this is hypocritical of Mr. Ramaphosa to be saying different things on different platforms. I'll make an example. Before he made his statement to business leaders in India, you were together in KZN on the eve of the ANC January 8th rally. He was full of praise of you. And a few weeks later, he goes on another platform, he's hammering you. What is your comment to people who are saying this is hypocritical of the current leadership?
Well, that is the view of those people who say so. I am a disciplined member of the ANC, and I think I understand the ANC. I would not say things about the president. But indeed, I've heard what you say. Perhaps that's how he thinks he should handle matters. But I'm sure, under normal circumstances, it's a matter that will bring concerns. That why do we do so? But of course, you are a journalist. You could ask him when you have an opportunity to say, what does this mean? But it's not normal. It's not normal.
You've been campaigning for the ANC ahead of these coming elections. But then what is strange about that, you are also being linked to the mushrooming of new political parties that are established by disgruntled members of the ANC. Are you the brains behind these new political parties?
I am a member of the ANC. And my being a member of the ANC was not done because I thought it's a wonderful organization, just in color or whatever. My being a member of the ANC is me believing in his policies, in his ideas, in his programs, in his principles, in his everything, in the task that it is undertaking as an organization. That's what I believe in. Now, the parties that have emerged, and I'm on record having said, I haven't seen any organization that has produced policies better than the ANC. Now, I don't go because people say this or there is a particular wave at some time that is moving this way and that way. I believe, and that is why in the ANC I've been raising issues very sharply that the ANC has been raising, that is in the policies of the ANC. Because I realize that we at times become soft on the very policies of the ANC. Now, why should I form other parties? For what reason? Because my being here was firstly to liberate the country, and secondly, when the country is liberated, to develop it, to change the lives of our people. And that's what I believe in. And that's why I'm still in the ANC. And that's why I understand better that if you're an ANC member, you have to carry out ANC tasks and duties. It can't because you've been a president. Then once you are no longer president, You can no longer do the task of the ANC when you have got the capacity to do so. And that's the reason why I am campaigning for the ANC to win. Because I believe ANC policies are the ones who will take us to the final destination in Africa. So I cannot be party to participate in the mushrooming of political parties. What for? Those people, there may be people I know, there may be people who have been comrades, and there may be people who might raise like people who are in the ANC. Many of them who have raised to me their dissatisfaction about many other things. That's not the issue. The issue is, what do we do for the ANC? I'm hoping that those people who may be aggrieved at one point or the other, they might discuss the matters more properly. Some people say, even those who are in the ANC, even if they say things at times, their voice, it seems not heard. But I've always encouraged them to raise the issues within the structures of the ANC. And I am doing what, for an example, I'm forced now to do in public, to clarify the public, because otherwise such matters must be discussed within the organization. But if people, when they're in the organization, they've got another face. When they're speaking in public, they've got another face. It's a different matter. We've got to try to correct that. And I have taken a decision to correct things that people are going to say. And I might even go further than that, because it does not make the ANC look good. We can't be going for elections because if you criticize, indirectly or directly, Zuma's 9 years, we're actually criticizing ANC's 9 years, ANC government's 9 years. That's what we're saying. How then are people going to think you can do something different? That's a problem I have.
Those linking you to these new parties that are mushrooming justify their claims by saying you are bitter and angry that your movement recalled you. That is why they link you to the formation of these new political parties. They say you want to use them as a tool to head the ANC ahead of these coming national elections. Are you bitter and you want to see the ANC going down?
Not at all. I don't know why they think so. I don't know why. Firstly, on the evening I resigned, I stated my facts. I disagreed with the leadership's decision, and it was clear. But they'd taken a decision. I had to respect it. And I therefore said, I'm resigning. But I remain the ANC. And I've remained the ANC. I said this long before that time came, that even if I would be out of the presidency, I would work for the ANC from the branch. And that's my belief. And that's why I'm working for the ANC. I am campaigning for the ANC because I want the ANC to win with the biggest majority, so that it is able to have the capacity to implement its correct policies to solve the problems of the poor people in particular. Nothing else. I'm not bitter. I don't get bitter by anything easily. And I'm not a bitter man. I've never been a bitter man. I've got my principles that if there are wrong things done, find a way to correct them. And I don't deal with individuals. I deal in the ANC with the ANC as an organization. And that's what I believe in. But it needs also leaders who listen. Leaders who listen to the membership. Because if leaders don't listen and they ignore what the membership is saying, then it will make the members of the organization do things that they thought they would never do any other time. But I'm not that type. I'm here, I'm in the ANC, I've gone through big things, difficult things on behalf of the ANC, including prison, including torture, including exile. I've never been angry for the ANC, and I will never be. I will remain the ANC. Those who think that I belong to some parties because I'm beaten, they will be surprised because I will die here. I will never go to any other political party.
Mr. President, you are talking about the fact that it is not in your character to deal with individuals publicly. But we have recently seen what one would call a Twitter spat between you and the ANC's head of elections, Mr. Fikile. Do you think these kind of engagements in public are impacting negatively on the ANC, especially taking into consideration that the ANC is facing elections in the next few months?
Well, that is precisely the reason why I thought I should respond to Comrade Mbalula in public, but not get into the substance of the matter seriously. Because I was trying to say, it's not helpful to the ANC that we criticize one another through the social media. And that's what I said to Comrade Mbalula. And I said, if at all he believes we need to talk the substance, I'm there. At any time I can discuss with him. But I thought that trend must stop because we can't hate ourselves, the ANC, without realizing, thinking that if we deal with individuals, we are trying to show them whatever. Because at the end, the ANC gets hurt. If I make an example, for an example, that this point should be clearer, people should understand. Because people who are saying this 9 years was a waste, they're actually trying to attack me. And I've said to people, the reason why I'm being attacked as I have been as an individual is because I became the president of the ANC. Once you are the president of the ANC, and any president will experience this, you get attacked because people see the ANC, those who hate it, as a problem. And if you want to kill the ANC, it is just like the analogy that if you want to kill the snake, hit it in the head. Once that head is gone, the other one is going to be attacked. In other words, if you attack the leader, you are indirectly attacking the ANC. If you take the example of the past local government elections, you will realize that some comrades in Gauteng campaigned in a very funny way. They campaigned against President Zuma,
Who is the head of the ANC?
who was the head of the ANC. So in a sense, it was self-inflicting problems by them because they were saying it's because of Comrade Zuma. Where did we end up? If the provincial leadership or some in the provincial leadership attack their own president, why should people think we should vote for the ANC, which is a useless kind of a president? As a result, the metros were lost because they did not put enough effort to put the ANC as a winner, as a winning organization. They were putting problems of the leader, and there were no problems. As a result, we lost 2 metros. But people still believed we lost because of Zuma. That tells you the problems that you can face if you don't do things properly. So that's the reason why I am more worried that those of the ANC who are saying the last 9 years were wasted years, they are actually saying the last 9 years of the ANC government were wasted. They are therefore saying to people, for 9 years as ANC, we want you to vote us, but for 9 years we're wasting time. It's not right. It has to be put correctly. That's why I've taken it to correct it. Because if you don't correct it, unfortunately, these things are not said in the meetings where we are analyzing, we can correct ourselves. You come across them in public. At first you say maybe they didn't think properly, but it becomes a trend. They are actually introducing a narrative which is a wrong narrative, that the ANC in the last 9 years, when it made a contribution, it did not. It was wasting time. So that's the reason why I thought it is important to correct this.
Well, my last question to you, as you are clarifying this so-called 9 wasted years of Zuma presidency, you are campaigning for the ANC. Now, with these negative public statements that are being made against you, how difficult does it make it for you to go and face the public and tell the public to vote for the party, the same party that says you are a problem?
No, I don't find it very difficult. I live among the people.
Okay.
I talk to the people. I campaign among them, and people understand me. And I think they understand me better, that they should vote for the ANC. You will recall that there were some murmurings where people were saying, we may not vote, because some of them were not happy how I was treated. I've been talking to them that the ANC has committed no crime. If we as individuals commit mistakes, let us be dealt with as individuals, not to punish the ANC. And I think people understand this very well. And they are going to vote for the ANC.
Baba, as always, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.